but it is a meeting.
Call to order Town of St. John Board of Zoning Appeals for May 16th, 2022. Oh, jeez. Gavelin, sorry, folks. Call to order Town of St. John Board of Zoning Appeals for May 16th, 2022. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sergio, can we get a roll call, please?
Bob Rolson,
Here.
John Kennedy,
Here.
Drago Popovic will not be here. Brendan Sheeran will not be here. Mark LaRue,
Here.
Attorney Adam Decker,
Here.
Councilman Liaison Brian Blazak,
Present.
and Town Manager Joe Wizawati.
Here. Thank you. Next on the agenda are minutes from April 18th, 2022. Has the board been able to review those minutes?
I have, and I will make a motion to approve the April 18th, 2022 BZA regular meeting minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Do we roll call for that?
Not if there is no person attending remotely. I don't believe anybody's attending
No.
remotely, so you do not.
We're good to
need
go?
take-
Okay, just checking. Thank you, Mr. Decker. Next on the agenda, public hearings. Before we get to the first item on the agenda, I want to make whoever's aware here that one of the petitioners, Mr. Kern, has withdrawn his petition due to his HOA denying his request. So if anyone's here for that, you can leave. We're not going to cover it tonight. It was the second item on the agenda. It was 2022-11 is on that. So if you're here for this, we're not going to cover it tonight. First on the agenda, 2022-02 developmental variance from St. John MC 24-96 to construct a 24-foot by 30-foot 720 square foot detached garage in location of current shed at 9024 Columbia Street. James Decker, owner applicant. This is from our last meeting on April 18th we left open. Mr. Decker? Sure.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
And identify yourself if you would, please.
I'm James Decker of 9024 Columbia Street, St. John.
Thank you. So we look, and I didn't get a chance to review any of this information, Mr. Decker. Can you kind of walk us through this?
Sure. I've changed my original variance request from a 30 by 40 garage to a 24 by 30 garage.
Okay.
It would look similar to that, matching my house. The siding and exterior would match my house. That end wall B would be facing the street, and that would be where my driveway would come in. And then that sidewall C would be facing my house for the purpose of service door, and then the small utility door for the purpose of getting my mower in and out.
So the existing building, is that going to stay, or are you taking that down?
That shed right there is coming down.
Coming down. So the pad you've poured is going to be twice as large as what the building's going to sit on, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And what's that current pad size?
40 by 30.
40 by 30.
So I'll gain a 16-foot patio.
One way to look at it, I suppose.
And your building you want to put up again? I didn't hear you.
24 by 30.
So within the square footage, are we still over?
You are within the required
Okay.
square footage. Yes, the request is now for a detached garage.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's a 24 by 30, which is 720 square feet, does not require frost line foundation.
Variance for
footings.
that, or for the pad, okay,
Correct.
we're good there.
Mr. Decker, sidewall C, which direction will that be facing again?
Sidewall C,
With the service door?
would be facing the east, which is towards my house.
Eastward. And you're saying the material, the siding, and the roof will be similar to what you currently have at your existing house?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Decker, you know the concern at our last meeting regarding any type of
Yep.
commercial use
Yep.
in that garage,
Yep.
whether it be mechanical detailing that we have in the past, or I would recommend it today, that no commercial use in that detached garage.
Correct.
And the drain that was in the footing or in the,
There is no longer a functional floor drain in there.
so how do we make it unfunctional?
We filled it in.
Fill it in. Okay, thank you, sir.
Any other questions for Mr. Decker?
Those were all the questions I had.
Okay. Sir, if you'd have a seat for a quick second.
Yes, sir.
Is there anyone here that has a comment or concern about Mr. Decker's building? Step up and identify, name and address would be fantastic.
Gerald Roybal, 9039 Howard Court. Last time I was here, I heard what was going on, and it was supposed to be postponed until tonight because he was going to give you different size. First of all, my question is, was there a building permit issued for a 30 by 40? And if so, that exceeded what would be, because of the size of the garage he has already, you combine the two and the square footage exceeds it. Secondly, in the bylaws, there's a section in here that specifies no detached garages may be located in the required rear yard. That's section 2496. And it's in your bylaws here.
That's what we're here to discuss tonight.
If that's the case though, why was a permit issued for the larger size without knowing or reading this?
That, sir, I cannot answer. I don't handle that portion of it.
You know.
Our board does not look at we don't approve or not approve permits.
You know, but I mean, he said it was verbal, that it was okay to go ahead build.
So I could respond to that. There was a permit issued for a concrete patio. Concrete patios are permitted within the rear yard as long as they don't cover more than 15% of the square footage of the lot. In this case, the permit that was issued for a concrete patio that does not exceed the current requirements of the zoning ordinance.
Okay, thank you, sir.
A year later, he decided to come in, or a few months later, I believe, 8 or 9 months later, he requested for a structure to be placed on the concrete patio. At that time, he was advised to file for the variance from the code that was listed, or is listed on the agenda. So that's why you are here this evening.
Does that answer your question,
That
sir?
answered that portion of it, yeah. Yeah, the main reason I'm against any of it is because of the location, because of the traveling on 90th. There's a school bus that stops daily across the street from this area and lets out kids mostly to the opposite side. But the person that lives there has 4 boys. They're always playing in the yard. They're playing in the street. This garage will attract extra traffic that don't have to be there. Also, right now, he has 4 or 5 cars parked on Columbia, which he hopes to get in or off the street. Another thought is, right now, it's an eyesore on Columbia. You're going to move it over there, and then we're going to see it, because I'm right out the back end. If he builds a garage, I'm going to see this big old thing that don't belong there. If he just leaves it as a patio, I'm going to see vehicles parked there that shouldn't be allowed in the back where there's no building supposed to be in the first place.
Okay,
That's where I'm getting at. That's the main cause why I'm here.
okay.
I didn't have a chance the last time, but I'm verbally giving it this time.
Thank you, sir. Anything else?
I have a copy of this if you guys need it,
Okay, thank you.
okay?
Is there anyone else? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Diane Smith. We live at 9039 Columbia, kitty corner from them.
Okay,
We are not in favor of this. We have a problem already with a vehicle that several vehicles that use our Columbia as Indy 500. We've got the sound of the guns, the engines going, all hours of the day, all hours of the evening. They put a
His-
chime up in their tree.
Excuse me,
that
ma'am.
It was
Excuse me, ma'am, his
enormous.
cars or somebody else's cars?
No, it's their cars.
Okay.
It's a Mustang, is one of them. They put chimes up in their yard that woke the neighborhood up. We've never seen chimes this big ever. They did take it down. And to put cars on the other side, that's going to bring more traffic. And my concern, and my husband's, is that this will become a business. I don't care how you want to wrap it up, put it in a garage, whatever it is. They work on their cars all the time. They've got another business that they run. We are not in favor of this at all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. Is anyone else here regarding the first developmental variance? If not, we'll close public comment. Remonstrances, Sergio? The ones we have written down here?
Let me pull that up.
I see one listed in here. One's
So there appears to be a form of some nature submitted. It says James Decker should, I'm sorry, I'm not sure what that word means, new garage rendering, and informed me of BZA meeting on May 16th, and they're signed by 4 individuals. So it sounds like these individuals Mr. Decker met with these 4 individuals. I know 7 or 8 neighbors were concerned. I was able to talk with these above and keep trying to contact others. So there sounds like there was an attempt from them. And then today we received this letter from Ruben Pittman. It says Town of St. John Board of Zoning Appeals regarding construction of garage at 9024 Columbia Street. Gentlemen, listed below is a list of qualifications that need to be considered. 1, no commercial use of proposed garage. 2, construction to be completed in a timely manner. And 3, with approval, there will be no need to park vehicles on Columbia Street and 90th Avenue, hopefully eliminating sound and inconsiderate muffler noise, is what we received.
Okay, thank you, Sergio. Mr. Decker, you come back up to the podium, please. Board, do we have any other questions for Mr. Decker or any other things you'd like to add?
Mr. Decker, how many cars do you own?
In my household, we own 4, and then my son has a work vehicle that we don't own. It's his boss's, but he takes it home every day.
And you have a 2-car garage
Yes, sir.
that you could fit a car, or
A car.
because you have no other, you're taking down the existing structure here,
That is correct.
replacing it with a, and your plan is to put at least 2 more cars in the new garage?
I
taking
will
them
have
all?
2 cars in the garage, and I will have the stuff from my other garage in there, so that I will have 2 cars in each garage.
Do you know your dimensions on your garage that you have at your house?
It's like 24 by 28
24 by 28?
attached.
Does any of your neighbors have 3-car garage?
Not my direct neighbors, but within, on the block, yes.
Any other questions for Mr. Decker or any,
No.
I just want to make one statement. I have a detached garage, 27 by 36, and it's not big. Not big at all by any means. I can fit 2 cars in there. The other stall's kind of, stuff.
Yeah.
But you originally proposed 30 by 40, so probably square footage, it's probably about the same. I'd have to do the math, but I'm not sure why, and I heard the neighbors give their opinion. I'm not sure why they're so concerned. I see you're trying to eliminate a problem
Right.
on Columbia with the cars there. You like cars, your family like cars, you're trying to eliminate a problem, Columbia, and moving them over to your new structure.
Right.
I get what you want to do. I just don't understand why some of the residents don't get it, but
I had one vehicle hit on Columbia Street, parked on the street, back in the end of 2019, you know. So I would not like to replay that. I'm just trying to get them off the street.
yeah.
Mr. Decker, I agree with Bob. You're trying to fix one situation, but I am concerned with the neighbor's concern because the Facebook post or the Facebook site of Decker Detailing
Right.
is your house address. So I'm hoping that if a variance with a contingency is on here, that you respect that contingency
I absolutely will.
and there would be no detailing of the work. Now, car mufflers, unfortunately, we don't have any control over that, but we do have the control that your variance will be lost if it's found out your son or whomever is bringing in cars that are not owned by you and are doing work
Conducting a
there,
business out
conducting
of there.
business out of there. I just want to make
Commercially.
sure we're, okay,
Because we are allowed to wash our own vehicles, correct, and clean them.
you're right.
He has friends come over, hey, let's get my car cleaned up for this show, let's get my car cleaned up for this. And they wash their car.
How many friends does he have? I mean, you're just going to say a business, someone's going to come in and say, hey, he's a buddy of mine, we're detailing his car. That's what we got to avoid, because
You're right,
this is a
right.
residential area that it's not supposed to be used for any type of commercial.
Right.
And he's a buddy of mine, so we're detailing his car. I'm a little hesitant with that, but we have in the past allowed people to do detached garage because they have more than 2 cars. And so it's not unusual for us to do this, but I have concerns about the operation inside that facility. So if this variance is allowed, hopefully that's a contingency with it, and that we keep a sharp eye on it for the town's responsibility and make sure it meets.
Exactly. And I'm good with your neighbors have said too, they're concerned about it as well. They've had some bad taste, it sounds like, in their mouth from dealing with different issues, whether it's all related to things that go on at your house or not, none of my business. But we have to respect what their comments
Absolutely.
are as well. So just
Absolutely.
trying to alleviate any issues down the road, I guess, is what we're getting
Right.
at.
So, Mr. Chairman, if you're okay, I'll make a motion to approve the zoning development variance to construct a 24 by 30 foot detached garage. So I'm at the location at 9024 Columbia Street, that the approval will not be injurious to public health, safety, morals, comfort, or general welfare of the community. The use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner, that the strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property, with the following contingencies: that the exterior, the siding and roof match the existing house, that we max out the garage at no more than 720 feet, and no commercial activity inside that detached garage. That is my motion with contingencies. And if I missed any that you guys are concerned with,
I think you got it.
okay.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Decker.
Thank you, gentlemen. Can I ask one question?
Sure.
For Sergio, my next process, I apply for a permit, or do I receive one?
You need to apply for a permit and submit all the supporting documents for that permit, correct?
Very good.
Yep.
Very
And
good,
then
thank
we'll-
you.
The staff will review it and then issue the permit based on the contingencies and approvals of the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Very good, thank you.
Next on the agenda, 2022-10, use variance from SJMC 24-342 in sequence to SJMC 2445 to allow a club, lodge, private, paternal, or religious in property zone Z2, C2, and in the US 41 overlay district at 9501 Wicker Avenue, American Legion Post 369, Frank Darrington, Post Commander, Alex I'm gonna butcher your last name.
Kutnowski.
There you go.
Knosco.
Watch out for this guy. He's good at what he does.
Okay. Please identify yourself, sir.
Thank you. Alex Kutnowski Law Offices, 1504 North Main Street in Crown Point, here representing the American Legion Post 369. I would like to ask for a deferral for tonight. Two reasons. One, to get a full complement of the board, and a couple issues were recently brought to my attention that I think I need to discuss with Attorney Decker. And so if the board would entertain that deferral, we'd like to be here next month, and hopefully we have those issues squared away, and hopefully all the board members aren't on vacation or otherwise.
Can't promise you
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna say,
I know.
cross your
So-
fingers.
Sergio, so we'll just defer the whole public hearing, or how does that? Is there anyone here for this besides the petitioner?
I have 3 signatures, John.
Okay, so
Probably
my
these people.
recommendation is to open up the public hearing, let those that are here speak, and then defer any action. That would be my, Adam, would that be appropriate?
It would, that would be,
Alex, can you give us a rundown on what you're proposing, please? And then we'll open up the public hearing because there are people here.
Sure. So it's basically a use of the property for fraternal club purposes, members only for the American Legion members. And so basically it'd be their new post site, no outside activity, strictly for membership use.
Because that's a daycare right now, correct?
Yeah.
I think so, or it was
The
the
Dairy
daycare.
Queen, right?
Yeah, I think it's vacant right now.
Okay.
Vacant. Yeah.
Are you gonna remodel it or expand it or?
Yeah, I don't know about expansion. There's some remodel that would occur to fit the purposes for the Legion. But again, I don't want to go into too many details until I square away some stuff with Adam. But yeah, there'd be some remodel that would be necessary.
Okay. If you have a seat real quick, then we'll pull those folks up that are here.
Frank Darrington?
Frank Darrington?
That's the
Right here.
Okay, so you guys who signed in.
Just open up the public hearing and see if anybody wants to speak.
We'll open up the public hearing for this variance. Is anyone else here to speak on that on behalf of?
Martin
That's, again, our client, part of the Legion.
and Rose? All your people here?
Okay. Is there anyone else here that's here regarding the use of this, this property at 9501 Wicker besides the 4 people in the front row? No? Okay. Then we'll close the public hearing portion of it.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to defer this until the next BZA meeting.
Okay. A motion with a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I like those were fast. Next on the agenda, 2022-12, developmental variance from S. John MC 24-124 to construct a 10-foot by 18-foot, 180 square foot accessory structure over what is allowed in this 180 square foot, over what is allowed from this property at 9128 Eggert Lane. James Carlson, owner applicant. Place emptied out when you got up here. That's saying something or what?
Interested in my shed. I'm James Carlson, 9128 Eggert Lane, St. John. We're looking to put a shed up in the backyard. If you look at the layout which we had submitted, it shows that there already is a shed, but we took pictures. It's set up more of a pool house, so there's no actual storage in it. So we're just looking to put up a shed in the backyard so we don't load up the garage with snow blowers and lawnmowers and grills and that such. There is a large swing set there now, you could see. We'd be eliminating that and just putting the shed right in the place of that.
Okay. So we're looking down here, you got the garage, then the building next, that's the pool house there?
Yes.
Okay.
But on the survey, they're calling that a shed. So if you look at that, we had submitted the copy of the survey out right there. They're calling it a shed, it's not. And then we also took pictures of the inside of it that we submitted that you could tell it's not designed for any type of storage at all.
Mr. Carlson, how big again? Remind me how big the pool house is.
The actual pool house, I really don't know. We just moved in, so I really don't know all the dimensions of the pool.
Well, the shed is 20,
The shed I want to put
20
up
by
is
25.
Oh, yeah, that's
What
the
it
pool
said
house.
on the survey,
Yeah.
John.
That's it. So that's half of it, and then the picture you saw
Oh, yeah,
before
20 by
that.
25.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much what it is, yeah.
I just want to, because they're allowed, what, two structures over 250 square feet. So this one is 180. And I was just trying to get an understanding on how big the pool house is, because what I would like to do, Bob, is put a contingency that whatever the pool house figure is, plus the 180 he's asking for, that he would not be allowed any other square footage to exceed that figure of, I thought it was 550 in our notes that Jen I sent out, that the existing pool house was 550 square feet. Trying to find it.
Where was that?
The size of the shed, yeah, I see 20, roughly 20 by 25.
Yeah, that's probably, it's like a small garage they built with no garage doors on it, basically.
So that's roughly
Talking
500
about the
feet.
pool house now, right?
This frame shed.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the pool house.
yes,
Right.
correct.
Okay, all right. Just making sure I'm on the same page with everyone here.
There is no other external building as far as storage-wise.
That's too
Okay,
big.
yeah, so in Jenna's notes to us,
I was looking at
yeah, it was
that.
550 square feet, so
They're allowed what?
250. But after, I don't see anyone remonstrating, it doesn't, I mean, he has a fence between him and his neighbor.
And we mailed out the things to all the neighbors, plus I've discussed with all the neighbors, they're actually more happy to see the old swing set go down than they're worried about a shed going up.
And it doesn't look like you can see it from the rear of your property off that street.
Exactly,
so
correct.
I just want to set it.
And
we
that's
just-
actually, we've installed a fence there since then, so that's actually looking at it without the fence, plus there's a fence there now, so.
I'm just being a pain in the butt. I just want to set a cap on the square footage of what's
Yeah,
allowed
no,
on
we're-
that side, because I don't want you to leave St. John, but if you ever leave St. John, this variance stays with that property. So
Yep.
I just want to set a cap on it.
Good. We put two different sheds in there. One, we had looked at having one built. Another one, we looked at just getting one of the large Rubbermaid ones, depending on cost, but either way, they would still be the color of the home. There's the one, if we were gonna have it built, it kind of started getting a little pricey. And then that would be just like a Rubbermaid style, which is also tan and brown, which is the color of our house.
Is there, Sergio, as far as materials used, is there any, you're talking about a plastic versus a wood shed or a
Correct.
structured shed? Is there anything we have in the ordinance that,
There is nothing that regulates the
Yeah.
material.
Materials?
Yeah, correct.
okay.
Or a shed.
How does it weather? Pretty good.
Well, the plastic one's obviously gonna weather better. They said it never changes. The other one, we would have it, when
Probably
they put it
just-
up, it'd be painted first, and then we'd have to put siding on
Probably
it.
just fade, wouldn't it? The
They're
rubber
calling it a lifetime, and they're saying that the actual brand is lifetime, and they're saying that it's
Really?
got 15 years with no fade, so
one's unusual.
if it lasts 15 years, I'm doing great.
Any questions for Mr. Carlson from the board?
No.
Did we receive any remonstrances? You can have a seat, Mr.
Oh,
Carlson, real
thank you.
quick. Well, this formality here.
Nobody signed
Did
in.
not.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay. You can come back up. Don't go too far. I should have said that, right? I guess my only concern would be that the plastic one. I've seen them. No offense, I don't think they look very attractive, but that's up to you. We don't have any thing that's on the books that says you have to have a certain material on this.
And then actually, to make you feel better, the plastic one is shorter with the way the backyard slopes and the fence, you wouldn't even be able to see it from the street anyway.
Okay.
I can tell you the swing set is way taller than anything I'm gonna put. It sticks way up over and it needs to come down. But yeah, see, it'd be right there, and there's actually, there's a 6-foot fence that goes across and then down that angle now, so
Okay.
you wouldn't even,
Closes that all off.
correct.
Okay. So you wouldn't be able to see it from the front,
You might be able to see the peak, and that would be about it.
okay. Comments, questions? We'll entertain a motion.
Bob, you want this one, or you want me to take it? Oh, man. I'll make a motion to approve the development variance to construct a 10-foot by 18-foot accessory structure, 180 square feet, at 9128 Edgar Lane, that the approval will not be injurious to public health, safety, morals, comfort, or general welfare of the community. The use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner, that the strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property, with the following contingencies: that these two structures do not exceed, or any future structures exceed 730 square feet, which is 550 for the existing structure and the 180 for the new one.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Just one more quick, if we do the Rubbermaid, does that require a building permit when it's just a pop-together thing?
Are you going to put it on a foundation or a slab?
It comes with a floor that it goes on, and then you anchor it all straight to the ground. I was actually gonna build a wood deck to put it on to secure it more just to be able to secure it better.
Yeah, I think, why don't you give us a call tomorrow and have, so we have better idea of how you're going to attach that to the ground.
Okay.
And look at the manufacturing specs on it as well.
Cool, all right.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Carlson. Appreciate it. Next on the agenda, new old business. I don't think we have any of that, correct? Public comment, open the floor for that. I don't think we have anybody online, do we? No. If that's the case, we are adjourned.
Done, sir. Nicely done.
Good
Thank you,
job.
gentlemen.